Guys, Trinity Oracles. Today we're going to do a psychic reading on Rosa Parks, Malcolm X, and Harriet Tubman. This is for Black History Month.
Yeah, happy Black History Month.
So we're going to ask them, do you guys have any regrets about what they did in the past or when they were alive? Do you agree with activism today? And how do they really feel about the Black Lives Matter in the Black community today?
Oh, okay.
And much more.
Yes, all right.
If you guys don't know, we're psychic sisters. There's usually 3 of us, but the other one is out and about today in the streets. Just like no, they're actually really busy, but Jasmine's out and about. We do tarot card readings, live coaching. We also have a online story sell goodies such as like these candles and bracelets and jewelry and much more. All the information is in the subscription box below. And for a disclaimer, none of this is our opinion. We were simply just channeling, and this is for entertainment purposes only.
And for this month, February, Valentine's Day is today. There's new bracelets in our shop with Untitled Chapter. Untitled Chapter brings in love, and it also helps strengthen the bond if you already have, a special somebody in your life. And it also, for those of you who want to get in touch with your heart chakra, Untitled Chapter heals the heart chakra.
And we also have our love candle. I forgot about. I didn't forget. I forgot to bring it, but we also have our love candle, which is used to bring in love for you, so you get some real love.
What's interesting about like love comes in different forms. This girl bought the candle and she said that she's like, I finally got into my passion, my career that I love.
Okay. The love candle is not just used for romance, it's just different
forms
types of love.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. All right, so we're going to start off with Malcolm X. Malcolm X was a pioneer for civil rights, and he basically...
He was the opposite of Martin Luther King. He was like, Martin Luther King was very peaceful, like no violence, and Malcolm X was basically like, it's okay to get rowdy every now and then. It's okay to fight back.
Yeah.
So, we want to know, how does he feel about the Black community today? Malcolm X. Okay. Number 1, he points out Oprah Winfrey. He said he's very proud of Oprah Winfrey. He was very pro-female, he's saying. He's like, I'm very proud of what Oprah has done for the, I wouldn't just say the Black community, but just people in general. He's very proud. He keeps saying like he watches over her. He's very proud of her. He said he guides her.
Wow.
Which is interesting.
Malcolm X said he feels the Black community, he said the Black community, he's like, he wished that Black people came together more, way more. You see those 2 hands coming together and they hold that one bowl. He's like, not enough Black people come together. He's like, a lot of Black people practice being separate, like separatism. They're like, oh, I'm not like that. He's like, he wishes more Black people will lend a hand to their fellow brothers and sisters. And he's like, basically, come out of your ego. Not everything's about you. We're trying to better everybody. See those people kind of looking at each other. They're the same person. He's like, come out of that. He's like, I just want there to be more love within the Black community for each other.
Okay. For the Black community, I got the Libra card, which is a balance card. I agree with what you said. He's very proud of the progressive of Black people in general, but he's saying like he wishes there was more balance. Like, you can be materialistic, but also be in tune with nature also. You don't have to always be so flashy all the time. He's talking about like celebrities, like rap. He keeps bringing us rappers specifically. He's like, you guys have a platform, try to use it all the time or most of the time for positivity, which a lot of, obviously a lot of rappers do and stuff like that, and Black musicians. But he's like, I wish you guys would use your power more, because he's saying like Black people have such a powerful influence on the media, in music, on young people. He's like, please continue to use it for positivity. And he's pointing to, he's very proud of Megan Thee Stallion also. He's like, I'm glad that she finished college, and she's saying how important it is to, yes, I am a musician, I'm very wealthy, I make millions of dollars, but things could happen. At least I have a career to fall back on. I can become a nurse. I think she was a nurse, right?
Yeah, she's gonna open up an old folks home. Yeah, predicted.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh, I didn't know
senior living facility. She says she wants to hire graduates. Like, hey, come work.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah. So he's like, Megan Thee Stallion is the perfect balance of being a celebrity, but then also being, I guess, like quote unquote normal, and using your power and your platform to spread positivity.
Let's see, Martin Luther King. Malcolm X, I got this disruption card. Malcolm X keeps saying that even though he was for, you know, black people sticking up for themselves, you know, don't take no crap from anybody, he says he wants black people to use to channel that into something, do something good with it. Yeah, you could be mad about the injustices, but he's like, hey, you know what, if you see that this is going on, just say, for example, there aren't enough grocery stores. He's like, have some people come together and do a market or something. He's like, there's always a way.
Like healthy food, like healthy grocery stores. I understand.
He's like, no excuses. He's like, there's always a way. He's like, and just be proud of what you do. He's like, any little thing helps us come together.
Yeah, he keeps bringing up, particularly celebrities. He keeps bringing them up. He's like, you guys have so much power, and you guys, and he's like, you guys need to continue to use it for positivity, and you can. Never mind, I see what he's saying, but he keeps saying using it for positive change. And that's he keeps saying. I'm not gonna say he's really saying that. Or understand.
We have to talk about that off camera.
No, but I understand what he's saying. Like, you know, like some people put out things and then like people follow trends.
And it's not good.
Yeah, it's not a good trend. He's like, why don't you guys wake up and use that same power and attention that you gave to that. So he keeps saying that silly thing, like silly trends, and put it into like a positive trend. Yeah, that's what he keeps saying. He's at the power of celebrities.
Wow.
Okay, so next question.
Next question is, how do you feel about Black Lives Matter?
How does Malcolm feel about the Black Lives Matter movement? He loved it. He said, I loved it. He said that he loved that people of all different ethnicities came together. And he said it was genuine. He's like, I felt the love. He's like, I was right there with you guys protesting. He loved it. He said it was a dream come true for him to see people genuinely stepping up for, he's like, a black man. He's like, you rarely see that. We're talking about George Floyd. He's like, people were fighting for the justice of George Floyd. He's like, I'm happy that everyone came together for that. He's like, he showed himself actually like crying though, like, wow, like people came together for a black man to get justice for George Floyd.
He wants Black Lives Matter to expand. He's like, Black Lives Matter is kind of one-dimensional. Got this 3 card, and I got another 3, this fertility card. He's like, I wish Black Lives Matter would grow. Yeah, he's like, it needs to grow in a way where people,
it's multi-dimensional, basically.
Yeah, be multi-dimensional. And he said also get more involved with like the younger kids. He's like, not like 20s and like 20s. He's like, get involved with like the elementary school kids and see why like it matters. Like why you matter. Yeah, he's like, he wants them to see more of like what Black Lives Matter could do.
It's interesting.
Instead of exposing people who are racist, he's like that was a teaching moment. But he's like, you guys need to expand more, because there's people who don't believe that in the cause.
Okay, it's different. He shows in the future.
Are we gonna get into that?
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh, he should. Okay.
Yeah. Any messages that you have for the collective being?
I guess that was a question.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And then it was coming up.
Okay. So for him, what he shows for example, for the future of the black community, he shows black people going back to basics. He said there's going to be a large community of black people, particularly the young generation, who are going to go back to farming, homesteading, buying property, growing their own food and stuff like that. He's like, I'm very happy that you guys, he keeps saying, because when you own stuff in America, you really own, well, how do you say? He's like, when you own stuff in America, you have power. He's like, you're kind of not taking your land back, you're actually being like, you know, I am part of this nation. So he really likes that people are going to start going back to farming and being independent and not relying on the government for everything.
Yeah. He mentioned women. He's like, for women, he's like, take a stand. He's like, I already like that you guys, you know, have done more than what, you know, my mom could do or the women in my family could do. But he's like, remember where you came from. He's like, people got their originality and their ideas from you. He's like, never forget that. He's like, to stop standing in the back. He's like, use your voice. Because the women in my generation, they couldn't.
Exactly.
He's like, they were taken advantage of so badly.
Exactly.
And he's like, they were put in the back burner. Even though he's like, all our ideas came from them. We got our strength from women. It's like, he's like, women, don't forget it. Yeah. Okay. He's like, your hands aren't tied. He's like, your hands aren't tied. He's like, you are free to move as you please.
He's funny. He's like, if I were alive today, he's like, oh no. He's like, I would have been on all the social media platforms. He's like, I would have been on all the protests. He's like, He's very fiery. I wonder what his sign is. He's very fiery. I don't know what his sign is. He's very like, very headstrong energy.
He might be a fire sign.
He might be.
He was born February 21st. What's that? That's Aries.
Is it?
Yeah.
No, February's not.
No, he's an Aquarius. Okay, no.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
21st.
I think that's the day of Aquarius that starts.
Yeah.
And they're free thinkers. So that makes total sense.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Are you gonna reincarnate? Are you gonna come back?
Okay, Malcom may be coming back. He said Aquarius card. He's like, yes, I am. He's come back with a vengeance.
Yeah.
And he said, yes, I'm going to come back as a black man. He goes, I'm going to continue to do what I did. He got assassinated, right?
Yeah, they said the 2 guys who allegedly did it, they were exonerated.
He's coming back because he's saying, like, it's straight up, I didn't get to finish what I started. He goes, I did a lot, but he goes, all this new technology and social media stuff, he's like, I'm coming back with a vengeance.
Mm-hmm.
And he is going to come back. He's showing rural Mississippi.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, he said he is coming back, but like how you mentioned, like the technology thing, he's like, I want people to get off social media and actually get out and do something about it. He's like, yeah, you can use social media and be like, hey, meet me here, blank, blank, blank. But he's like
this protest here.
Yeah, he's like, let's do this here, let's get this done. He's like all about action. He's like, because not enough people who are on social media, he's like, a lot of them do it for attention. He's like, I don't need no attention.
Ooh.
He's like, I'm just coming. He's like, I'm just gonna do what I need to do.
I said it and I meant it.
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh my god.
All right, and for Malcolm X, what do you want the black community to know moving forward? What do you see for them?
I already kind of answered mine. You can answer it, but I don't see anything else he has to say. Number 1, he's bringing up family. He said he wants the black family to get stronger in the black. He's in the black community in general. He's like the black family. He said it will get stronger in the future because a lot of people are waking up to the foolery. He said the foolery that's online, he's like, stop watching that stuff. He said the black family is going to continue to get stronger because people are waking up. And then he said also there's going to be a big, strong sense of identity coming forward. He said there's going to, well, he's showing drama. But he said people are going to start taking their identity back.
What do you mean by that?
Like
racial identity?
Yeah, like racial identity, like being proud of being African American, being like Mexican American. You know, he's like he's like, I'm really happy that people are like, this is who I am. I'm proud of it. And he loves it.
Mm-hmm. He also brought forth for the future of the black community. He got the Crown Chakra card. He's like a lot of black people are like in their heads about stuff. He's like, come out of your head. He's like, a lot of black people are going to start coming out of their head and actually bringing what they've been thinking about to action.
You mean like inventions and stuff like that? That's good.
You know,
okay.
Not giving a damn, you know, if people like it or not. Oh. You know, in your head it might be like, I don't care. It's like a lot of black people are actually going to be doing what they say they're going to do and not holding back. Okay, and then Malcolm X, we wanted to ask him, does he have any regrets about things that he did in the past? Okay. Like how he lived life, does he have any regrets? He said, hell no. He said no. The only regret he said he has is the people he associated with. He says that he saw things, his senses were telling him like, hey, you know, I don't feel this person's right, but he kept him around because he was like, for the cause.
Yeah, for the cause. And he kept showing almost like he's like, life's like a chess game. He's like, I had certain people here, certain people there, and I thought they were going to take me from here to here, but they were kind of slow. But he was like, I still kept them in, but he was like, I shouldn't have kept certain people around me. He keeps saying he thought his life would have been longer if he didn't keep certain people around him.
I got that he regretted he was married, right? I don't know a lot.
Yeah, I think he was.
He was married. He said that he did regret the way he kind of maneuvered his relationship. He's like, he's like, I didn't know what I had. He's like, she was there for me, but he's just like, my social cause got in the way. Yeah. Okay. And he said he's proud of his children too. He's like, I'm proud they're keeping the name alive. He's like, especially I don't know how many daughters he has.
I don't know.
But he's like, my daughters. He's like, I'm proud of you guys. He's like, my legacy will live on because of you guys. Yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna go on to Miss Rosa Parks. So Rosa, she was the young lady who went on the bus, and she went in the whites only section, right?
Yeah, she didn't get up. She said nope.
She said no.
Or she said nah. Yeah.
Oh.
Because black people were supposed to give up their seats to white people, and the white guy was like, hey, can I have your seat? You know, I'm supposed to get it. She was like, no. And she was arrested.
She for not giving up her seat.
All right, so we're going to go into the same questions we did for Malcolm X. But
does she have any regrets about how she lives her life? Does she regret? Because I believe I read that she was picked to go on the bus that day.
And do what she did.
I don't think she volunteered, but I think she was picked, I believe. I should have read, but I forgot. But I believe I read that a couple of years ago. It wasn't that far away. But does she regret like what she did? Okay, she said she was. I'm hearing over there. She goes, I was picked. I am hearing that. She is she's very sweet personality. Wow.
Did she regret it? She's coming through when she's saying yes, she regrets it, and no, she regrets it. Because she said that it wasn't in her nature to be like that. She's like, I always kind of did the right thing. Yeah. And then when I was picked to say no, she's like, I did was like, dang. Like, I didn't think all the controversy was going to follow. She's like, I wasn't about that controversy. She's like, I just did it just because I
was told to do
it.
I got the same thing you did.
Yeah, she's like, I was naturally, she's like, she's like, I was naturally like this, kind of docile, and, spoke when she was kind of spoken to, but she's like, that it grew, see that mountain behind the guy, it grew into something that she's like, I didn't expect it.
Because she has a very shy energy. She's like, I knew it was going to get attention, but I wasn't ready for all that attention, and I wasn't ready for all the drama that was going to come, and she was just like, oh my gosh, like, yeah. But it's interesting, she's like, I was picked because of my personality. They knew I was very docile, very shy, very introvert, so I wasn't going to be someone who's going to lash out. Like, I didn't, like, I don't know, like, she's like, I wasn't going to do that, and they knew that. Yeah. But does she regret it? She's like, she says yes and no, but she's like, if I had to do it again, I would do it again. But she's like, I like the way, I love how it changed the future of black people and other ethnicities in general. So she's like, on that end, I do not regret it, but she's like, wasn't ready for all that drama. That's all she was like, oh my god. Yeah. Because she showed herself being like scared, like shit for years. I was like scared, like, oh my god, they're gonna recognize me. I gotta cover my face up. Oh my gosh, they might spit my food, or because like what I did. So she was very, she goes, I was very paranoid for a lot of years. But she said at the end it was worth the cause. Just in the moment, I was like, damn.
Yeah. How do you feel about how does Rosa Parks feel about the black community today?
She is saying, the one thing she's saying, I love my legacy. She goes, I love it. She goes, I love how people actually respected me. People put me on like a pedestal. People talk praise about me. She goes, I love that. Like, I got so much positive feedback when I was live, and when I passed away, I just get nothing but like positive energy from people.
How do you feel about but the black community, she's like, she doesn't like what it's turned into. This is her, she's like, oh my gosh, like this is what's really going on. Knowing what she was a part of, black people standing up for themselves, she's like, she's not really too happy. She's like, what's going on? She's like, the violence, she's like, why would you do that to your fellow brother or sister? She's like, we were fighting so that people of different races who didn't like us, she's like, now we're fighting each other. She's like, what is that? She's like, what do I do with that? But she did say that she's happy that black people are speaking up, though. But she's like, the way you guys treat each other isn't okay.
Okay. You guys like me. Interesting. She keeps showing potential. She keeps showing that there is so much potential for greatness in the black community that she's like, on the other side, we all see it. And she's like, I just wish that more African American people would see their potential. But she said in the future, the potential is going to be seen by the newer generation, and people are going to continue to be great. She says it's going to take a little bit of time.
Yeah, the patience class. She's like, I'm trying to be patient with you guys.
And she keeps bringing up, it's the propaganda of the media. She goes, it's the propaganda of the media and the brainwashing that is keeping black people in this, or not all black people, but certain black people, and she keeps saying classism is an issue too, and she keeps going that classism, the propaganda, the brainwashing, that's what keeping people at a certain level. And she's like, people are starting to wake up and see, you know what, like, we need to continue to grow and be better. So she is showing positivity in the black community. She's just saying, you know,
Yeah.
be more conscious of the propaganda.
How do you feel? How does Rosa Parks feel about the Black Lives Matter protests?
You know what? She liked it, and she keeps saying, I saw it coming. She's like, I saw it coming, I saw it. And she feels the same way that Malcolm X feels. Like, I'm glad that people of different ethnicities and religions came together to help someone. Well, not help someone who was in need, but
to unite.
Yeah, to unite and to protest and get different laws changed so this can stop happening to black people. So she actually thought the Black Lives Matter movement was a very positive movement.
She's like, I wish I could have did that.
Like, she's like, I would have been involved in something like that. You know, if I were alive. So is she gonna reincarnate?
Okay, let's see.
Rosa said, nope.
I got a no too.
I got a no.
Yeah.
She was like, that was just too
She's
much.
done. She's a big shock for her. She's like, I'm happy what I did.
She's like, yeah, because she's like,
She's like, it's a mess.
I did enough, and she's like, she said she can help people better from the other side anyway. She's like, I can get to more people, wake up people's consciousness more on the other side. She's just not talking generally about black people, but just people, any race of person, any ethnicity of person, on the other side.
She kind of reminds you of like a fairy, like just dropping
That's
little
her
hints.
energy. It's like
she was a tiny, cute little lady, just dropping hints. Oh, do this, and then she go and leave like her quiet self. All right. Any messages that you would want people to know in the black community? What does she see for our future?
Okay. She said there is she said young girls. She said there's a big emphasis on young black men being great, putting them in like courses so they can be like, you know, doctors, engineers. And she goes, don't forget about the African American female. She said there needs to be more emphasis on the African American female. She said there is going to be, it's not a celebrity. She said there's a big person in politics who's really going to press for young African American girls to start programs early in life so they can achieve greatness. So if they want to become a doctor, they might, you know, get internships or get to go to a hospital when they're like 15, 16 and see if, you know, this is really what they want to do. But she said they're going to go through they're not going to discriminate against like classes. You know, they're like, oh, you know, if you're a low income, you can do it. But if you have this, you make $100,000, you can't do the program. And she's like, no, it's going to be open to anyone who wants to do the program. Yeah, she
said, young girls, please take it.
She said it's going to be open to all. She goes open to like African American, Latinas, anybody who wants to do it. But she said they're going to really particular focus in, what do you call it? I'm sorry, a little brainwashed.
Like black girls mainly.
Yeah, their main focus is going to be on black women. It's going to be like the tester group is on young black girls. And she's going to have very good outcomes. And she even said that they're going to even show them like, hey, you're going to be a beautician. You can be doing an internship at a beauty shop for a year. Like very positive, she said.
She keeps telling like the young black girls, she's like, in the future, she's like, stop worrying about the men. She's like, the men will get it together. She's like, do your thing. Get yourself established. And she keeps saying, be with somebody on your level. So if you're in school doing your thing, she's like, yeah, like, don't go backwards. Don't go with somebody who's not motivated, who's not doing it. Because she's like, you'll find your tribe. She's like, if you have to do it by yourself, then do it by yourself. But she's like, make yourself proud. Make your family proud.
Okay. Next, Miss Harriet Tubman.
Harriet Tubman was a spy. She did the Underground Railroad and brought groups of slaves to freedom.
She was a spy?
Yeah, they said she was a spy. They called her the spy.
Oh, I was gonna say what?
Yeah, they called her a spy because she would kind of look out for the other slaves and say, hey, you know what, I'm gonna come back for you guys.
Well, she was fearless. She was a warrior. She was fearless. She went back and forth to the South. She covered herself in mud so the dogs couldn't smell her when the slave masters were looking for the slaves. Yeah. She was very smart, brilliant woman. They might be making a $20. They might be putting her face on a $20 bill, which is well deserved.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Hopefully, I mean, she'll be on a a bill or something.
Yeah, she'll be on something that everybody sees.
Yeah, I think
you can't
I think
forget.
it's a $20 bill they might be putting her on, which is good. Yeah. Okay, but does Harriet Tubman have any regrets about how she lives her life? I heard her say, hell no. She has a very thick country accent.
The throat chakra, yeah.
She's like, hell no. And they show her like rock, like sitting on the porch, like rocking back and forth. She's very, and she's showing like the way she looks. She's like, I look like, you know, I was very strong woman. She goes, I was a strong woman. She goes, I was not weak. And she goes, I was happy at the time that I was put on earth, because she's like, what I did changed history. Mm-hmm. And she goes, it made people confident, like I can be free. You know what? I can, you know, achieve greatness. You know, I can
lead people.
Yeah, I can. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can be fearless.
Yeah,
she called herself a warrior. She goes, I was a warrior.
Yeah, no regrets. This is her.
She said, hell no. That was my hell no.
And she said that she's also proud because, and she doesn't regret what she did, because she's like, so many of the slaves, she's like, so many people during my time were afraid of what was gonna come if they weren't slaves. So she's like, I told them that I showed them what freedom looked like.
When she brought them to the North,
yeah.
She showed them a different way of life. She was happy that she was able to open up the eyes of so many people. Mm-hmm. She's like, I did exactly what I came here to do. Mm-hmm. So she's extremely proud of herself, not in an ego way, but she's just like, I'm happy what I did. I'm not saying that she's not egocentric. She's like, I'm happy what I did. Like, I did a lot of things. And she's like, thank you. She's like, thank you the world for just keeping my legacy alive and my greatness alive. Mm-hmm. Okay.
All right. So how do you feel about the Black community today?
She's very like straightforward. Let me just be honest. She said that people need to get it together.
Yeah.
She's straight up like, you guys need to get it together.
She's like, yeah, basically get it together. Then that's a nice way of saying it. But she's like, what is going, like Rosa Parks, what are you guys doing? Mm-hmm. She's like, you guys are, it's like walking around in a circle.
Yeah.
Walking around in a circle. And you know, it's like a merry-go-round, you never get off. So that's what the Black community is doing right now. They never get off.
She said it is going to get better though, because she said what's in there. She goes, a lot of females are waking up quicker than men. She goes, that's the issue.
That's what Rosa Parks said.
So she keeps saying, there's an imbalance within the Black community, but she goes, you guys are going to catch up with each other. You just have to give it some time. But she's like, you guys need to get it together. But she also keeps bringing up again the social experiments done on Black people, the brainwash. She goes, that is the issue. That's why we are in the place that we are right now.
Social engineering.
The social engineering. And she's like, I wish that more Black people were taught about that in school, because they'd be like, oh, like I can get out of this consciousness. So I can get out of the program and wake up. And she is a big advocate also of therapy. Okay. She's like, I'm a big advocate of therapy within the Black community.
All right. How do you feel about Black Lives Matter?
She said, she's very sick. I love it. I would love to talk to her. She's so funny. Whatever her sign was, she's hilarious. She's like, I love it. She's like, I love that people stood together. She's basically saying the same thing that all the rest of them are saying. Yeah. All the ethnic groups came together. The human race came together and did that. She's like, I would have been there too.
It's like, I don't want to say she's like very egotistical, but she's like, I paved the way for a lot of people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, they say she was born March 10th, so she's an Aries. And she's a one born, so she's definitely, I'm all about it. I'm a leader.
Well, I told you. Oh, damn.
Yeah.
That's perfect for her.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But the Black Lives Matter, she loves it. She thought it was very positive for change. She said that there are going to be more protests in the future that are going to ignite more positive change within the human race as a whole in America. She said that in general she is disappointed in America. She's like, America,
you don't get it yet?
She's like, America, you know, is a great place to live, but she's like, America can be greater. But she's just like, people just gotta, she's like, everybody's human race in America needs to wake up. That's what she says. Just not Black people, say everybody needs to wake up and see what's going on and actually start, you know, protesting. And she goes, the world, as corny as it sounds, the world will become a better place, especially in America, because people aren't happy in America right now, you know, for reasons they have.
Yeah. Are you gonna reincarnate? Are you coming back, Miss Harriet? She says no. I got no.
I got a definite no.
She's like, I'm good here. She's like nobody would be able to take me. Kind of like my boisterous my attitude, the way I present myself. She's like, I would do better over here. She's like, I think I get my point across better over here.
She said that she is definitely not coming back. She said that she does better work on the other side. And she shows herself working with Mother Nature directly. Ooh. So she works a lot with female empowerment energy. A lot. Like, this is like the Pisces symbol, but this is like her, like, mothering women and giving them courage to, you know, fight back and get their rights as women. So that's what she does on the other side.
Yeah. All right, so what does Rosa Parks want the Black community to know? What's coming up for them for the future?
No wonder why she works in Mother Nature a lot. She said she works in Mother Nature a lot because she said that she meditated and she goes meditated / prayed that when she was doing when she was bringing the slaves up, she's like, I had to be 100% in tune with Mother Nature. She's like, I had to be listening all the time to the animals. I had to be in tune with the earth, the moon, the stars, in order to make those trips. So no wonder why she works with Mother Nature. It makes total sense.
Wow.
I was like, damn, okay. That's what she works with. She said women get more in tune with Mother Nature.
Yeah. So any messages for the Black community? She keeps saying, put your money where your mouth is. No, literally. She's like, Black people. Yeah, she's very straight. So she's like, put your money where your mouth is. You guys keep supporting stuff that doesn't support you. Stop spending your money in these places on these things. And she said, basically, put your money where your mouth is. Stop spending. Stop spending with places that don't like you, like certain designers, you know, and stuff like that. She's like, you guys don't know the power that you guys have.
Exactly.
She's like, yeah. She's like, watch a whole business fall down because they know that Black people buy their products, and all of a sudden Black people stop buying. She's like, then they'll understand.
She keeps on saying that her main message is, I got the power card, the Leo card. She said that people need to become more in tune with themselves and their personal power. She goes, personal power moves boundaries. She goes, personal power within groups moves mountains. Wow. So she's like, you guys need to start coming together more, talking more. Actually, like you said, put your money where your mouth is. If you are going to be like, hey, we're going to protest whatever, a store, whatever, or try to get, you know, a better playground for our kids. She's like, actually, write a letter and go out there and do not let your kids go on the playground. Don't, you know, like,
remove yourself and take yourself.
Yeah, don't go to that store anymore. Stop going to the store. If they don't like you, don't go to the store anymore.
Yeah.
So she's like, really do that, and she's like, you guys have to do it in groups to make change. But she is saying in the future it is going to get better within the African American community because people are waking up and becoming more in tune to spirituality and old ways. She gives old ways and old African ways, which I'm not sure. I don't know, but she said it is going to get better.
Yeah, she said it's going to get better, but she's like, it's going to take a long time. She's like, I was quick as a whip. She's like, you guys aren't fast enough for me. That's why she's like, she wouldn't come back, because she's like, all the stuff I have to offer, she's like, you guys wouldn't be ready for. She's like, it would shock you guys. Yeah. She doesn't play around. Yeah, she has a good spirit. I'll say that.
She does. She's very feisty. Like I said, she works in Mother Nature, so let's get together. But anyways, purchase our products. Purchase your love spell candle. People love this one. We have our Archangel Michael candle that you guys can use for protection. Yeah. You can burn this in your business. You can burn this at your home. You can ask him to come down and remove blocks for you so you can get from point A to point B if you're stuck in a cycle. And then we also have our guardian angel candle. She works, so it's the angel, but it's a female on here. And you can light her up in your home to protect your house also.
And you could
you light them together, yeah.
Yeah, you could light that also for fertility. So some of you guys, like, you know, you have an idea and you're like, I just can't seem to get it off the ground. She can help you. Or you're like, oh my gosh, like, I want my kids to be okay. She also looks after children. Like, I'm worried about my kids.
Fertility though?
Yeah. Fertility, like growing. She's like, I'm all about growth.
Okay, I was like, okay.
Growth. You're like, I want my kids to stop doing this, this, or this.
My kids wake up.
Yeah, I want my kids to listen to me. Blah, 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 blah. But she keeps saying, like, she's like, especially for, like, women. She's like, if you guys have an idea, she's like, come.
Light that candle. Like me. And you can buy all these products from our Trinity Oracles shop on our new website, TrinityOracles.com. You can book your own personal reading and get in contact with your angels, your spirit guides. your ancestors, anybody, and just go down to the link below, TrinityOracles.com, and see you next time. Bye.
Happy Black History Month.